So a fitness guru by the name of Bradley Martin explains to hip-hop media DJ academics why LeBron James isn't natural.
The Rock said he was clean. Like,
That's bull.
for real?
Bro, what? Clean?
Doing them little, you know.
Come on, bro. He's like, how old is he?
I don't know.
He's like 60, like The Rock clean, bro. What? You really believe that?
I mean,
that's crazy.
I don't know what's possible of the human body if you work out every day 5 times a day, if that's even possible.
I mean, you get to a point with age where it's like, it would be hard. I'm not saying it can't happen. It would be incredibly hard to hold sort of muscle mass in relationship to body fat, like how much muscle mass, how full you look, in relationship to how much like body fat you have on top of the skin. It's just like as you age, you get to a certain point where like it's just not happening the way it was when you were younger. Like maybe in your 20s and 30s, 40s, you can still kind of do it.
Why lie then?
I don't know, Disney. There's still a stigma on it's bad. You know, Barry Bonds, all this shit is bad. It's bad in sports, it's bad here, it's bad everywhere.
LeBron James.
Bro, I listen.
You think Bron's on the juice?
I think.
Stop it.
Bro, if it's not the juice, like it's something that is a quote unquote illegal substance to make them more efficient, to make them recover faster, whether it's like a growth hormone or something like that, because you get the same effects. Like,
why would you think LeBron? Like,
longevity,
tell me the science.
Longevity, bro. Who else do you know? I mean,
no injuries, pretty much,
bro. Yeah. He spends what? And this is $2 million a year.
Yeah, on his body.
Just recovery. I mean, bro, this is no shade to any of these people. Not to The Rock, not to LeBron, not to any of these people. Because the reality is, like, imagine to perform at the highest level. Like, for The Rock to be like what everyone envisions him as The Rock, that's his highest level of performance, right? Like, if he couldn't maintain that and just started getting skinnier and smaller, and people are like, oh, what's this? But if he can maintain that healthy under doctor's approval, like, I'm not saying these guys are just taking random shit, like I'm a bodybuilder. Like, they're taking things with doctors, like this guy's overlooking it. They're making sure their blood levels are good. They're making sure everything is right. Like, they're doing all the due diligence. And that's the thing, right? If we start talking about, you're going to have a bunch of kids who are like, oh, I'm going to take them with no sort of due diligence, no understanding.
So you know there's some truth now because they're starting to censor the word steroids in a lot of the videos, right? They aren't allowing you to monetize your video if you use the word steroids. For me, it's like, how could you not believe LeBron James is on performance enhancement drugs, allegedly? Believing that LeBron James is not on PEDs is astonishing. You're not watching nothing but made-for-TV moments. It's like still believing in the Easter Bunny. It's like still believing that WWE is real. It's like still believing that Santa Claus is real. We've been lied to. You've been lied to. The NBA is scripted. It's just not realistic. You're watching theater. It's a show. LeBron James has been in the league since 2003. We're all the way in 2023. They still believe in a Disney fairy tale. Most of the people in LeBron James draft class has retired. Their bodies start to break down. And the funny thing about those players is that their playing style was nowhere near and didn't require as much as LeBron James' playing style did. LeBron James was a ball-dominant player, pushing the ball in transition up and down the floor at a fast pace, driving the ball, playing heavy minutes. This man's playing nearly 40 to 45 minutes during the regular season. He's been in the playoffs since 2005. Somebody who's been making it to the playoffs since 2005 and playing nearly 40 to 45 minutes per game. You're going to put a lot of miles on their body and you're susceptible to injuries. But he's never had no real excruciating major injury. So to me, that's a red flag. It's highly suspicious. So he's been in the league since 2003, putting all these miles on his body, not playing just in the regular season, but in the postseason. Anybody that's not LeBron James, a person would question whether they're on steroids or whether they're on performance enhancement drugs. And then I seen people in the comments say, if LeBron James was on steroids, then Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan had to be on it. Why you gotta include other players inside when we're talking about one specific player? Those players didn't make it obvious. It's like if somebody's drowning, or they be like, oh, I'm not dying alone, let me grab this person. No, that's not how that works. LeBron James has been performing at this level, and he's still keeping up with the Ja Morants and we're in a whole nother era. We're in the Anthony Edwards era, Ja Morant era, Luka Doncic. He's still able to keep up with these young players. Like I said, people say, oh, well, LeBron James, he's showing some signs of decline. That's not true. He's showing signs. Bro, just because LeBron James puts his hands on his knees, pause, and he's tired and out of breath, doesn't mean that he's not on performance enhancement drugs. He shouldn't be out there in the first place. If you're that exhausted, you're not going to be able to shoot the ball at the clip that you're going to do. Your arms going to be tired. Your entire body going to be tired. Did you see Kobe when Kobe got to the end of his career? This man had ice packs all over his body. He looked like the Michelin Man. But LeBron James, he's still recovering fast. He's been connected to the biogenics lab. But it's like, what more proof do you need? The signs are there. He's still jumping out the gym. Still this high-flying player. They showing, it's like they putting it right in your face, just trolling you. Showing that LeBron James is doing the exact same dunks that he was doing when he was in his teens. It's just not believable, bro. A lot of sports, a lot of athletes use performance enhancement drugs. But at the same time, you know, I disagree with when the guy said the fact that they don't want to promote steroids to the youth. I totally disagree with that because there's so many things that they're promoting now, promoting the rainbow community to the youth, McDonald's, all these bad foods, you know, medicine. I think that has nothing to do with it. I think it's the fact that LeBron James was manufactured and his entire career, they promoted him because they had, one, a storyline to tell. His career was scripted, for one. For two, marketing purposes, promoting, pushing him as the next Michael Jordan. So instead of putting all their marketing dollars behind Kobe Bryant, someone who's earned it, someone who was actually skilled, they'd much rather push a guy who really doesn't have no ball handling skills, right? If LeBron James wasn't jacked up on the roids, allegedly, he wouldn't look like the Kimbo Slice of basketball. He's not that great at shooting threes. He's an average, mediocre free throw shooter. So LeBron James had to have performance enhancement drugs to be the player that he is. Like, who do you know is that big, that fast at that age? He's not a great defender. LeBron James has been overhyped. He was a phenom coming out of high school. So they put all this money behind LeBron James. I think they could care less. They done already exposed the Marion Jones, the Barry Bonds of the world. They've exposed a ton of athletes. So they're not worried about how it will make them look. But LeBron James is still going according to a storyline. They know they can make money. He's a billion-dollar empire. He's a billion-dollar entity. So they know they could make money off of LeBron James. So they're not going to expose him right now because everybody's in bed with him. So how would that make them look? LeBron James has the body of a bear, but the heart of a butterfly. Totally harmless. So he likes to bully and intimidate little guys, smaller guys. But when it comes to somebody his size, he shrivels up. He's soft. Getting locked up by J.J. Barea, Kawhi Leonard. This man has had multiple super teams and never three-peated. And then they want us to believe that this man spends $1 million a year on his body in order to stay fit and to be able to have this longevity. Bro, it's not realistic. The cheapest man in the world pays $1 million a year on his body. When you can get just as fit, you can watch YouTube videos and work out and get bulked up.